been faced. Just because, I mean, I talk directly to all my radio listeners, direct to the heart. However, today I wanted to just talk directly to the camera. Me and co-host B Victor here in the background. It's you and I, you, the person behind the camera that's watching this. We have come into some times that are tougher than most of our generations, us. I'm 38 years old, so most of us 80 babies, um, folks who grew up in the 90s, we have never seen something like this ever occur. I am big into history, love history, love studying everything about it. And I'm still learning, and I'm going to continue to learn more and more as the years go by. And, God willing. And this baby over here, he's getting tired. So he's going to be things, and they can't afford anything. And starvation is real. Starvation is real. And if you haven't experienced starvation, you don't want to experience it. If sometimes it's hard to go even just one moment without eating anything for the entire day, just think about that 2 and 3 and 4 days, like folks in Gaza. Think about that for anybody who may be sleeping in a tent underneath a bridge somewhere, who may not have that pantry nearby to go get food, may not have that resource in order to go get food or anything of that sort. Well, this is what happened in the Great Depression, and history repeats itself. However, I never thought in a million years, I must say, I never thought in a million years that I would be saying that the country is in a current Great Depression too. Would never thought in a million years, me just studying and just doing my thing with history, and never thought in a million years that we would be in a World War III, and that we would be in a recession, and now in a depression all at once, while history repeats itself with the stock market plummeting. All these comparisons, we know history is repeating itself. The stock market is acting a mess. People are getting laid off of their jobs. People are losing their homes. People are being thrown onto the street in the cities. People are unable to afford rent prices. Owners of homes are lowering their rent prices because people can no longer afford to live. But that's how he be when I'm doing the radio broadcast. But people are going to starve, because I think that there are so many people right now, especially immigrants, so many people in homes, sheltered right now, can't get out because of all of this inequality, all of this racism going on. People can't even get out of their homes. It's worse than COVID, I think. I think it's worse than COVID. In COVID, we knew why we was in, right? We didn't make that happen. We knew why we was in. There was a viral thing going around the world. People are dying left and right. We knew exactly what was going on. But this turmoil, we didn't put ourselves in. We didn't put Everything that's happening right now was backwards. And it's history repeating itself. But it's all man-made. We didn't have the best economy with Mr. Biden, but at the same time, we had a man who had heart. We had a man who had feelings. We had a man who had boundaries. He's grumpy right now. He's about to go to sleep. But he's grumpy. But no, what I meant to say is that Biden, he had a heart. He had a borders, is that he had limits that he just wasn't going to cross. He fought with his heart at all times, but he wasn't going to cross certain limits. This nut job that we have for our administration, for the presidency, he knows he's a nut job. It's just that enough folks believe in his crap to keep him there. Anywho's, we know he's a nut job. Everybody knows he's a nut job. Even his same constituents know that he's a nut job. It's just that a lot of them, they're in it for the money, and people will sell their soul for money. Right? Don't we know this? People will sell their soul. What are you doing? Like biting at my shirt. But people will sell their soul for money. I mean, they really, really, really will sell their soul for money. And um, because of that, um, people are willing to step on innocent people, hurt innocent people, do diabolical things without even thinking, wait a minute, is that okay? A lot of folks are not thinking that in these upper higher positions, or what you want to they call them. They're upper positions. They're not thinking about how this is all going to bite them in the ass a few years from now. They're not thinking about the future. Well, let me tell you, I myself, I think about the future, poor and humble that I am. We own our own land. We thought about it. We made sure that we did what we had to do prior to all of this crap happening 3, 4 years ago. We did what we had to do. And so thank God we ourselves, we don't pay rent or anything of that sort. We pay taxes every year, just like anybody else, for our land that we own, clean and clear. And we do everything off the grid, water to solar to propane. And so I cannot say 100% at this moment that I understand what people are going through with all of those bills. However, I can say that all my life I've paid a lot of high rent. Northern Virginia, all my life I grew up there, elementary, high school. Well, I was born in Queens, New York, the Rockaways, but grew up in Northern Virginia, Maryland, DC area. So you know Fairfax County is hell of expensive if you know anything about Fairfax County. So I grew up paying rent all my life with my mother. And my mother's the only child. My mother, not my mother, I'm the only child. My mother grew me up as a single parent. And it wasn't easy, even in the 90s, paying $1,700 a month for a 3-bedroom townhouse. Okay. So, what I say that to say the following, that I understand and I can step in people's shoes. It's just that right now, with prices so elevated, way more elevated than what they were even 4 years ago for certain things, even basic items, I cannot even for one moment fathom what people have to must be going through. That cycle of going to work, leaving from work to go home after 12-hour shift, 8 to 12-hour shift, and then all you barely get to even do that. You might just wake up and wash yourself up in the morning, do a little cross wash up early in the morning, because you might have to jump to another job maybe in the middle of the night. You know, if you work a night shift somewhere, people are going through it, and people are voicing their opinions here on YouTube and on TikTok and all these other different social media platforms, because people don't have anything else to do. They're in the house, they're getting laid off. And so the Great Depression is repeating itself. Now you're going to have a whole bunch of, like they would say back in the days, more hobos than what you see now. You're going to have more tents, more Hoovervilles than what you see now. If you know anything about history, you know about Hoovervilles. There's going to be more of that. So prepare yourself. We have hit the Great Depression too, and it's all flopping down. It's all coming down. And I pray for each and everybody that they can get through it all, right? I hope so. Thank you all for listening. Have a beautiful and blessed day. We're out of here. At least you met baby co-host Victor again. All right, we're out of here.